And I think that for Du Bois, there were things that he saw to be getting better, but there are things that he saw to be getting worse. He grew increasingly disillusioned with electoral politics, for example. Like he has this piece from the 1940s that talks about why he wasn't voting for the first time in his life. He was not going to vote because he's like, it was the idea where we are now, where it's sort of one party, two factions, the duopoly. And so, but at the same time, I think he did realize the erosion of particular types of brute, direct, overt domination, right? So lynching did abate over time, right? There were particular gains to be made, but we can't understand time in a linear fashion or in a progressive fashion. It just is what it is. And the other thing we have to understand about the United States is that the periods of progress, are the aberration. The quote unquote rising fascism is not the aberration. This is a settler colony. This is a right-wing settler colonial racist capitalist society. So it is the moments of reprieve that are actually they're reversible, they're temporary, and those are the aberrations. And once we have that clarity, I think we can understand the necessity and the nature of the struggle.
I think I might cry based off of what you just said. Afeni, I mean, seriously, because Sharice, like, I mean, that when you just said that, that just rang so true. Like, no, the majority of this country's history has been marked by violence and oppression, and when so-called civil rights gains have been made, that is the aberration. Like that is the exception. Oh my God.
And they're
Um,
wholly reversible. That is what is so important. Because they're happening through the legal juridical state, they are wholly reversible and they're temporary. Listen, we got the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment in 1860, 1865, 1866, 1867. Why did we need a Voting Rights Act and a Civil Rights Act 100
girl.
years later if these things are already codified in the Constitution? It is because they're wholly reversible, period. So I just try to keep that in mind when I think about the nature of the struggle.